What's up, Vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. Today I'm going to show you some highlights from an interview I did with former Green Beret and Skywatcher Psionic asset Michael Battista. And I'll also be showing you an exclusive video he gave me to share of a triangle craft that I will show at the end of the video. So make sure to stay tuned to the end for that. But for now, let's get into my interview with Michael Battista.
My name is Michael Battista. I'm 32 years old, and I'm a former U.S. Army Green Beret, 3rd Group.
And Mike, do you believe that a higher form of non-human intelligence has been visiting this planet?
Yes, I do.
When you make that statement, how confident are you that is true?
I'm extremely confident.
Do you feel like you believe that is true, or do you feel like you know that is true?
I know that it's true.
A Green Beret, former Green Beret, Magic Mike Battista is joining us. Welcome, Mike. Good to have you here. Mike's also been one of the psionics working very closely with Jake Barber's Skywatcher group, doing the psionic summoning.
Now you're out, you did that News Nation interview and you came out and now everyone kind of really knows you a lot more now. How did that feel, like coming out? And I don't know, is that you were nervous or?
It was overwhelming, for sure, especially the footage that was released through News Nation wasn't how I wanted it to look, We have a re-edited version that's much better, which you can upload for this interview. It was a lot, I'm not even here to prove anything to anybody. I'm just here to tell my story and, help in any way that I can. You can make your own assumption on beliefs in your own time, do your research, but there seems to be something to this, and I'm right there in the middle of it still, so. I've interacted with small, like 3.5 foot tall gray beings with elongated skulls. I've seen mantis looking creatures. I've seen taller grays. I've seen entities. I don't know if they're extraterrestrial or they're from this planet, but I've seen all sorts of stuff like that, but those are the main ones I've interacted with.
And of course, y'all, I got to keep the mics on, so let me introduce the sponsor for today's video. Let's talk about today's sponsor, Manscaped. Skincare is complicated and you just don't want to put in the time to do it because, one, you just don't even know where to start, right? You don't know how long it's going to take, just more things you got to deal with. Well, Manscaped has a solution because this is a 5-minute cleansing face, all-in-one package to take care of everything to do with your face. 5 minutes. Boom, you're done. We've got a face wash, we have a face moisturizer, we've got a brightening serum, and even this nice little pad, right? This electrical pad that vibrates that you basically just, use to wash your face, and it works. Oh, and before I forget, you do get 2 free things along with it. You get this 3-pack of ultra premium lip balm, which I have been using. Boom, at the beginning of the day, it lasts all day. It keeps my lips nice and moist. I know that's what you wanted to know about me. Now you know my lips are moist. You also get this toiletry bag that keeps it all together, which is phenomenal and it works great. So again, don't forget, get the Skin Ultra Advanced Kit for 15% off. Use my code VETTED at manscaped.com. Link down below. Go check it out. Get started. Take care of that face. It's well worth it. Now let's get back to some of the highlights from my interview with Michael Battista. This is an interesting part because we discuss the 2023 disclosure event put on by Dr. Stephen Greer, where Michael Battista apparently went to look for answers. Is it safe to say that that's Jake Barber that you met at the Greer event?
I didn't meet him. I didn't meet him there. He may have been there, but I didn't know who he was at the time. But that event did lead me into meeting Jake for sure.
I mean, Jake said this in an interview on Jesse Michaels that he
Yep.
went to the Greer event June 2023.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Stephen Greer. I'm the founder of the Disclosure Project. You're seeing behind me a moment ago this event 22 years ago on May 9th, 2001. At that event, there were 22 folks who came forward. And so over the last 16 months, I've been asked to provide as much intelligence as I can to folks who have been working to get to the bottom of this since the Congress passed a law requiring the Director of National Intelligence to come forward with information to the extent that he had it.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you went to the same thing and didn't even know that they were there, and then you meet them, later on, I guess.
It seemed like I was there looking for someone, and they were there looking for someone too. And after the fact, we met up. And Jake, he's one of the most outstanding gentlemen I've had the pleasure to work with and call a friend. So I'm grateful for it.
Did it concern you that he did go there to turn people in to get them arrested? I don't know. Did that?
I don't know anything about that. That's not why I was there, and I don't know anything about that.
At the National Press Club, hosted by Stephen Greer, there were several whistleblowers that had decided to come forward in that environment and share their stories. So we were actually sent there on behalf of our employer to look for whistleblowers that we were trying to basically report to the FBI and get arrested.
So this led you to working with Skywatcher. I know you probably not sure how much you want to talk about that.
I can't answer any questions about Skywatcher at all, especially if it's phrased in the question, mentioned Skywatcher. I'm gonna have to pass over that one, but that Greer event was a catalyst that led me into working with, military contractors as a psionic asset.
Why you can't talk about Skywatcher?
I'm under NDAs with them, and it's just this isn't a Skywatcher interview. So
When you do this, are there other people around? Do they actually see you doing this?
I have multiple witnesses that can testify that is a fact.
And how many times do you feel like you've been able to summon something in the sky?
Anytime I want.
When I was out with Carl and Gino out there in Utah, we had a lot of time to talk, as you know, when you're sitting out there hanging out, hours upon hours of back and forth. And Carl told me a story about a craft had landed with NASA present. That's what Carl had told me, right? That Skywatcher had done.
But I have a lot of this that I've caught on night vision that I can send you as examples.
How is Skywatcher going to catch something that they summon with psionics?
They have already.
They've already captured something?
I know for a fact that people from NASA and the military have already been there with them, and they've had a landing.
Holy shit.
And then I see you come out and you had a video of, quote, a landing. Is this the same thing?
I wouldn't know anything about Skywatcher's involvement with that stuff because I can't talk about anything, but that was not that occurrence at all. That was on my own personal time.
And of course, I had to ask about Skywatcher, right? I mean, That's the point, right? It's unfortunate that he can't really discuss any of that, but at the same time, I understand if he signed an NDA, it's quite literally a legal issue, right? But I wish we could get a little bit more out of Mike's time at Skywatcher. That would be nice. But let's move on and let Michael explain some of his experiences. In any of your experiences, did you ever, like, did any of the experiences you've had ever have a purpose, like a secondary purpose, like saving someone, or I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like there was a mission to it or something.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I can't talk about some of them, but yeah, no, like I'll go with an intent. Sometimes the intent is just to hang out and do a viewing, and sometimes there's a different intent. You know, we want to get some sort of targeted result, you know, like get that good footage, or, you know, get them to land, or, you know, it depends. Like for me, if I'm doing these contact events with someone really important that may need to see this, they seem to really show up for that.
And so that's how you describe it, right, to yourself, like it's a landing, like.
Well, yeah, something.
You know.
Well, it started out. There was an orb going by really high up, almost even looked like a satellite, and something ejected out of the bottom of it, like a little smaller looking orb. And I'm standing there just looking up, and it's just getting closer and closer and closer until it gets below the tree line. And you know, the video on News Nation isn't a very good representation. I think we can do better with that. And again, I wasn't out there with any professional cameras. I was actually just in my backyard, and I was caught off guard by this. But yeah, so the craft, you know, came down and it was moving around under the tree line a little bit, and then it hit the ground, and I had no idea what I was looking at whatsoever. It just looked ethereal. Like the photo or the video that we finally got done properly is exactly the way I saw it. It looked like ethereal. It was light. There was beings of light, and you could see, you know, up close. You know, you could see things moving around over there. And when it hit the ground, like it did something to me. In a way, I think I was just very compliant and not myself in a sense, for like, hey, during this interview, if some landed right here, you know, I would probably walk up to it and, you know, show the world right there. But I felt like docile, and it was kind of like a dreamlike state, and I was still like, what the hell am I looking at? And I didn't have a frame of reference in my brain at that point to understand what the hell was going on for a lot of it. But I was, you know, the footage is super shaky. I was fighting to get my phone out and just record. Like something was making me, you know, it was like psychic Xanax or something. Yeah, some sort of compliance.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And that went on for like about 10 minutes. And while these things are out there in front of me, I was like, I'm tired, like completely out of character for me. It's like, I'm tired. I'm going to go sit down now. You know, that's
not you.
Yeah. I don't know what that was. And, I fell asleep in my workshop in my rocking chair like an old man, and I woke up in my house, and it's about 150 yards plus away from my house. Whether I stumbled there and while I was unconscious, or, you know, I got put there, I have no idea to this day. But I did wake up with strange marks on me. Dr. Gary Nolan has seen them, and after every missing time episode, it's happened about 3 times, I'd wake up with another strange mark next to the other mark. It's a shaved circle. One of them had like 3 pinholes in it, like needle holes. Another one had a small like incision mark, and another one just kind of looks like those spider web veins. But the hair doesn't grow there still anymore, and there's no feeling there as well. Still.
Wow. What part of your body is that? I mean,
my right thigh was after the missing time, and I also do have scoop marks on my left thigh from childhood as well.
From childhood.
Yeah, and I didn't know, you know, until I started investigating these ones. I didn't know what the other one really was until you start looking into it, and it's consistent with, you know, cases all the way back to the 60s. It looks just like them, and yeah, and that's something I've had for most of my life.
something happened to you, then you realize, oh, some mark that I've had my whole life almost, right? One of those kind of kid things you get, and it looked the same. It looks the same.
All the marks on my body are consistent with, those reports dating back since, Roswell times. So
When did your experience with the phenomena begin?
The first experiences I was having was in my early teens, and it started to accelerate as I grew up. And as my time in the military was ending and I was getting out, it really accelerated at that point.
What are your thoughts on like Chris Bledsoe and people like that?
So I live in the same town as him, actually. I know a lot of people that know him. We have some mutual friends. I think that he has psionic abilities. I don't know how long he's been exploring it or whatever. I think that whatever he's talking about, he believes in. And yeah, I haven't got the chance to meet him in person yet, but we see different things. From what I've heard from people who have done it with him and the footage that I've seen, we're having completely different experiences. Some are the same, but the spectrum of what I'm seeing is different. What are you saying?
Now it's time to share the exclusive video brought to you by Michael Battista, filmed, I guess, a little over a year ago. He gave me some details about the actual video. So first, what I'm going to do is just play the video for you, and then we'll kind of, I'll go over some of the details about it. All right, so he gave me this video, and it's on a tripod, and you can see a couple of lights here, right, that I've put. Well, now he just zooms out, and you'll see 3 lights there that I just highlighted, forming a triangle. He's trying to zoom in and get a better look at it. This is like a 17-minute video in full. There. Now I've highlighted the 3 dots, and basically you're going to see these 3 dots move in unison, as you're seeing. And basically all that's happening is we're going to watch a 15-minute time lapse of these lights, orbs moving. Is it 1 craft? Is it 3 craft? What is going on? But they definitely move. And then basically, this is just how it ends. We're just kind of there. Kind of an interesting video. It's a long video. And over the course of 15 minutes, the lights move, essentially. So, I don't know. Now, Mike said that he checked with his sources and said that they're not Hawkeye satellites, as you can see here, Hawkeye 360. And I guess he wanted me to make sure that they weren't these specific satellites, but what if they were other satellites? I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. And it sounds like that information came from Bob McGuire, who was an investor of Hawkeye, I think even a founder, and also works with Skywatcher. So that's my assumption. And he also said he has a source that told him that this craft, he thinks it's one large craft. And he says he was told it's the size, based on its orbit and this, that, and the other, it's the size of a small city, which is massive. Michael says that he can call this craft in when he wants. And he's done it on multiple occasions. He just doesn't like to do it very often because it's so big. And very important people have also witnessed this thing. So what do you see in the video? Do you see one big craft? Do you see 3 lights? Is it not anomalous? Are they stars? Like, what's going on? Why are they moving like that? Why are they moving in unison? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And again, this is the first time Michael is sharing this video. He said he's had it for over a year and trying to get it out, and I put it out for him essentially in this video. So you can decide for yourself what you think about this. I don't really see a particular craft, but I see the lights and I see them moving in a time lapse, right? And they're definitely moving, but I don't know. It's so strange. So strange. So how slow would that thing have to be moving in the sky? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed these highlights from my interview with Michael Battista. He had a little message here for everyone because he started a new Discord if you want to, engage with Michael.
Just stay tuned to my YouTube because we have some really cool stuff coming out. And Carl and I just made a Discord. It's UAP. It stands for the United Alliance of Psionics. So it's a community where people can come and share their stories and do research and talk about the phenomenon. I think it's pretty cool to have. So.
All right. So look, I'm going to put links down below to Michael's YouTube page, his Twitter, this new Discord. Please go support him. Join, talk, hang out. Michael's a great guy who just wants to kind of talk about this. I did get a sense from him that he was very authentic. He believes what he's saying, whether or not it's alien or this or that or what, I don't know. But I believe he believes it, which is good to know. The Skywatcher stuff, yeah, wish we could get more information. But at the end of the day, I totally respect Michael's position. He has to if he signed NDAs. So there's more to this interview that Michael said, and I'll be piecing that together and also releasing some of that later on. Just wanted to get this out and get some of it out right away. Don't forget, you can call and leave me a message. So as always, here's one of the latest messages from the vetted hotline.
Well, I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I am. In the summer of 2023, in the Piedmont of North Carolina, I watched for about 8 seconds a perfectly round black sphere fly over the treetops in a straight line. I had such an astonished look on my face that my wife actually turned to the sky to look, and she saw it for 1 or 2 seconds as it went beyond our field of view. The sun was behind my back, and this thing did not reflect any sunlight whatsoever. It was just a black void, a round black ball flying through the sky. I've seen the silver ones in the reports in the last year and a half or so, but I've never heard anybody report on a black one. If anybody else has seen something like that, I would really love to know. Thank you.
All right, betters, we'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.